When you think of the laws of motion, who are the first scientists that come to your mind? Newton? Einstein? They're great figures, no doubt, but these names came way after the first discoveries in the field by Muslim physicists. For example, in 1000 AD, Avicenna identified his theory of motion in his book, Remarks and Admonitions. He wrote, "If the object is left unaffected by external influence, it remains as it is." His theory has a striking resemblance to Newton's first law of motion, which states that bodies in motion stay in motion unless acted on by another force. The second and third laws of motion were discussed, though not named as such, by Hibatullah bin Malaka in his book The Considered in Wisdom. In the 10th century, Ibn al Haytham's scientific studies in light and optics and other works were also major contributors to physics and mechanics. Al-Biruni, a renowned Muslim physicist, contributed greatly to the physics of shadows. Among his many contributions, he also used tangent and secant functions in calculations for astronomy. He used these methods to determine precise times for Muslim prayers. Al-Kazani, known as the physicist of all physicists, developed the kinetic theories used in astrophysics of obliquity and inclination, which today are still used in calculations of the angle between an object's rotational axis and its orbital axis. These theories are helpful in understanding movements of celestial bodies. Another very interesting fact is that in the 6th to 7th century, Muslim scientists broke away from the traditional Aristotelian method of scientific analysis of the time. Their research in physics and other sciences relied on experimentation and induction rather than speculations in philosophy. Stanwood Cobb writes in his book, Islamic Contributions to Civilization, that Islamic science and technology awoke Europe from the Dark Ages in which it was slumbering. The earliest preserved book in the field of mechanics is the Book of Ingenious Devices. It was written in the 9th century by Ibn al Haytham. This book displays hundreds of innovative machines. His work went beyond Greek and Roman boundaries relative to what was previously written in this field. This book was widely circulated in the medieval period. It is understood that the famous 16th century mathematician and astronomer Nicholas Copernicus used many of Ibn al Haytham's ideas in his works. Another influential figure in mechanics is the 13th century engineer Al-Jazari. His book is a masterpiece of physics and mechanics. The mechanics historian D.R. Hill once wrote, "It is impossible to overemphasize the importance of Al-Jazari's work in the history of engineering. Until modern times, there is no document or book that provides a comparable wealth of instructions for the design, manufacture and assembly of machines as that of Al-Jazari. Devices such as the crankshaft, which he invented, were predecessors to machines like the steam engine. He invented the first robots, water clocks, and other mechanical devices." These scientists are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to looking at the history of physics and mechanics in the Muslim civilizations. There are many hundreds more whose distinguished works in these fields have paved the way for our modern age.